It's so important for us to develop young people, Jewish or not, all young people, who can think on their feet, who can look into things and see who they are. How do I feel about this? This that's been going on. Should I continue this tradition? Should I do something different? What is really commendable is not due to my work. It's due to the work of Jeff and Cheryl and all of you who are friends and relatives of these wonderful kids, as well as themselves. And that is, they bother to do these wonderful precepts that we all speak about.
Yes. I won't take up a lot of your time. I have a few notes that are written here on this little piece of paper, so.
Is that fortunate?
Won't take long at all. Okay. A quart of Tropicana and 2 loaves of one. John Lennon said, "Life is what happens to us when we're making other plans." We're here today to celebrate about 13 years of making other plans since I first met these three. It was in the delivery room at Beth Israel Hospital. It was a very big delivery room. It was so big there were buses there that took the nurses from where one kid was to the other. Lisa came out first, and we didn't know, actually, we knew that there were going to be 2 boys, and we didn't know what gender Lisa was going to be until she was born. And I still didn't know after we were born because I was so nervous I had my contacts in backwards. We were, Cheryl and I were waiting for the period of adjustment that happens when you get married to end before we started a family. So 16 years later, we stopped waiting. Anyway, then Hashem rewarded us for fulfilling the commandment given in Genesis 1, verse 28. Well, at least the multiply part we did. And he rewarded us, after rewarding us by finding a medical problem I had along the way, he rewarded us by having these 3 healthy kids, 1 of each. About a week after that, we were bundling them into the back seat of our Buick that we had at the time, which ironically is where they were conceived. You didn't know that, did you? The next 3 months was like the proverbial one-arm paper hanger. There was no time for sleeping. I slept just one eye at a time, and that only when I was driving. There was no time for meals. Things like spaghetti and even yogurt were considered finger food. Then I just, the way it feels like to me, I just closed my eyes for a minute to rest, and before you know it, here I was in front of this room of 200 people giving this speech. So that's how it goes, 13 and a half years gone in a flash. And there were a couple things that happened that almost delayed this festive occasion. First of all, not too long ago, our great leader, Jeff, his sister, he had a flight up to Dublin because his sister married an Irish guy.
O'Reilly?
No, O'Reilly. No. Then, I don't know if you got caught in the traffic jam that was on the way here today. It was like some phenomenal thing happened. And somebody stole all the toilets at the Georgetown police station.
Bro, you think they'd find those guys?
No, the cops have nothing to go on. All right.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna go on. The Dalai Lama said, people who don't want very much get more of the things they want in life. What just year did that guy drop out? Oh boy. Anyhow, the Torah teaches us of 3 types of children and wives. I have 3 children. I have 3 children. They're all unique in their own way. And first of all, I'd like to thank my wife, Cheryl. Her domestic qualities are amazing. She's up early making breakfast. And we don't need alarm clocks because I know when it's time to wake up because all the smoke detectors go off. She's so smart. She trained our cats to do their business on the newspaper while I'm reading.
God. I'm going to have more of these.
Let's see, Ian is very personable and Cheryl is patient and generous. She's a world-class multitasker. She planned this whole bar mitzvah while I was sitting on the couch playing Minesweeper. And, she's the glue that binds her family together, and along with a lot of people, love her very much. Okay, Kate, today you are a man.
Big hand for Cheryl. Big hand.
Brian, you're a man today. Lisa, you're a woman. And in 2 weeks, you'll be back in the 8th grade again. The boys here told me that they timed them in 1 3/8 miles when they started 7th grade, and they tied for 2nd place. When I was their age, the only time I ever ran is when I heard a siren. Ian is cheerful and smart. They're all good in sports. Last Hanukkah, I gave Ian an airsoft gun for Hanukkah, and he gave me a shirt with a bullseye on the back. He's really easygoing, has a good attitude. He's smart in school, and he's good with sports and people as well. Scott over here is the best boy U14 goalie in Merrimack Valley. We talked about his direction in life. He said, "Dad, I think I'm going around in circles, so I just nailed his other foot to the ground." I take the important questions I have in my life to him, like, where the heck did I leave my car keys, my wallet, I can't find them. But of course, I ask Scott that unless my brother is around. In that case, I know they're in his pocket. Actually, Scott is very smart, and he has a big thirst for knowledge and very high energy. Lisa, I'm really glad that we have a mix of genders. After all, she brings a sweetness and tenderness into the house. Also, it doesn't leave the burden of reminding us to put the toilet seat down just to Cheryl. She's the best girl U14 goalie in Merrimack Valley. She's smart. And it's like a still waters run deep. She's a strong, awesome person. She doesn't have to get up and make a big deal about it. She's a little quiet, but we all know that she's a very special and awesome person. She's good with people and animals. 20 years ago, I was thinking that you really didn't need to have kids to have a fulfilling life. And in a lot of cases, I know that that's true. But in our case, it's been like a good path for us. It's brought us a lot of joy, a lot of interesting moments, a lot of happiness, and just interesting things that happened. And I would like to thank everybody for coming. Everybody here is really part of our family. You all enrich all of our lives and the lives of our children and my wife. And I'd just like to thank you very much for being here today. Thank you.
And we sing that twice sometimes, but then we go to the second verse. Yisrael,